What? Hey everybody, this is Inarra Griffyn, and I want to talk to you today about New Earth and New Earth leadership. And it comes at a very powerful day because it's the first full moon of the year of 2021, after we've stepped into the Aquarian age, or after indeed we've stepped into New Earth. So I want to introduce you on a number of levels to what is New Earth and give you my understanding of what the description is that we could use. New Earth is really talking about an era which has been prophesized for thousands of years by many different indigenous tribes across the world in unity, all understanding that there would be a golden age at some point. And that is what New Earth refers to. It's also known as the Aquarian Age. And there was an astrological event that happened at the winter solstice of 2020. That was December the 21st, when we actually stepped into this new Earth era. And it doesn't mean that we'll see the golden age in its entirety, but it does mean that we're going to start to see some of the influences that are going on in this new Earth era. So I would describe New Earth as being ancient wisdom, hitting the high frequency digital highway of tech and meeting the global village, and really changing that idea that we have of everything is local. Now local is global. And with that, I have also written a book which is about to come out, and I'm very excited because today I saw the artwork. I've approved the artwork for the back cover. I'm not going to show you that, but I am going to show you the artwork for the front cover, just so you can see. And this book is due out, here we go, Little Book of Influence. My book is due out, as far as I know, in February. And February is my birthday, so it feels like everything is aligned. This has been a 2-year process to get to this. Many of you know that I changed my name in a magical ritual process over the winter solstice, and I'm now known as Inarra. And that name means shining light. And this was given to me by guidance, by, I would say, my guides, higher source. And it was really given to me in a series of channelings and dreams in which I was asked to be a shining light so that others could find me and I could help them get their work out. So that's a little bit about that. I'll stop the share right now and I'll get rid of that, because the next thing I want to do is I want to just bring us into this space. Everybody I know who is entering this space with the knowledge of New Earth, and you can be working in any field at all. This can be absolutely anything. You know, people who are working in plant medicine or tech or communication or creating videos or creating events around food. It doesn't actually matter. New Earth encompasses all of it. The way you work and the way that the power structures show up is the thing that you'll notice about them. So we're definitely stepping into an era where the old paradigm of patriarchy has gone down. We'll see it as, we'll still see some examples, obviously, because a new era doesn't just, arrive and the other one goes. There's a transition, and that's what we're in. But we're at a peak point, and we have moved into New Earth now. Most of my life, up until now, I've been moving towards New Earth, just like you have. And now we've actually entered it. So the way that the power dynamic is divine masculine meets divine feminine and walks hand in hand. Now that shifts the paradigm of something where an influencer or a leader is in the old paradigm would have to get on top, have to be bigger, faster, more powerful, more aggressive. That's old paradigm gone out the window. And instead, this is collaboration. It's an era of collaboration. It's also an era of invitation. Divine Feminine takes the stage in this era. We will see a lot of women leaders. We're even seeing it with the first Black woman who has also got Indian heritage on the stage as the vice president in the States. I mean, that is history in the making, her story in the making. It's epic. And who knows if she's going to take center stage. That would be amazing for Kamala Harris to take center stage. But what I'd like to do is I want to do some readings from the book, introduce you to the idea. But before that, I want to get us all in the space. Because I'm operating from Zoom, I can't see your comments, but I'd love you to comment. Tell me where you're from. Tell me, are you a New Earth leader? Are you a New Earth influencer? Do you relate to that? And if you do relate to it, what is the area or the arena that you're a guardian of? Because that's the other thing, ownership. The old paradigm of ownership, that the bigger, the better, the more that you own, that is patriarchal. I mean, in that epoch, if you like, it was so long, 6,500 years. It's also the time of so many versions of slavery, not just slavery, black, white, white on white, Chinese, you name it, all around the world through those different eras. They were always involved in ownership, slavery. Women were often the slaves. Then when we come to the place of the Industrial Revolution, we all become slaves to our jobs. That's part of the paradigm as it shifts and it moves. Slavery, ownership. And then when you look back even at some of the ancient laws of women were known in the old matriarchal period to be representatives of the land. So the goddess of the land. And then when that shifts into patriarchal, it becomes the male can own the land and the man can own his wife. So all of that kind of slavery is going to shift, and what we're going to get is new paradigms of power, and it's going to be empowerment. So people deeply authentic, deeply speaking into a certain subject, that they don't own this piece. They are a guardian of this piece. It's a very different energy. So I want to bring us all into alignment. And what I was saying about, if you are writing notes, tell me what you're interested in. Tell me who you are as a New Earth leader. I will get back to that afterwards. But while I'm on Zoom, I can't actually see any of your comments on Facebook. But I want to bring you into a little bit of a full moon experience. So if you just shut your eyes, take a deep breath in, and breathe out through your mouth. And another one of those. Deep breath in through the nose, keeping your eyes shut, and exhale. And as you continue to breathe, instead of breathing just through your lungs and your nose, start to imagine that you're breathing into every cell of your body. And you're breathing in this first full moon of the year energy, full power, full leadership moon. It's wolf moon. And so breathe that into every cell of your body and see light starting to flicker into every cell. And as you scan your body and you feel the body scan, there may be areas which are a little bit more dense or resistant. Then send some breath into those areas. But deep breath in to every cell of your body. And exhale any resistance like black smoke out of your mouth. And some more of that. Deep breath in to those resistant areas, the areas that don't feel lit up. They may feel sludgy, more dense. Breathe into those areas in your body, locate them. And breathe out like black smoke, letting it go. And then we're going to move into the back of the heart. So moving into this area, which has had an accumulation over lifetimes, many lifetimes, of times when we may have encountered slavery, we may have encountered having dominance over us, having heartbreak, being involved in war in past lives. Take a deep breath in, and you're just going to let go of those thought forms. And breathing into the back of the heart, breathe in and make the heart 100 times bigger. Breathe into these pockets, this area at the back of your heart, which has new space and new energy, ready for you to work with this new earth concept. And as you breathe into the back of your heart, now expand it to 1,000 times bigger. Breathing in, experience the back of the heart and the space behind you opening up 1,000 times bigger. And as you breathe out anything that no longer serves you. Breathing into the back of the heart, now expanding it 100,000 times bigger. Experience yourself possibly moving backwards into this space, occupying this space, because this space is where New Earth resides. It's not all in the forefront. It's not all obvious. It's new spaciousness which is being available now to us. Deep breathing in. And as you start to move into the heart space, experience that you're moving into a cave, a beautiful dark cave. And at first there are no lights lit. You experience this space as this deepest velvet darkness, a place where you can express yourself, you can be who you are, completely authentic, enfolded in this darkness, and you feel completely good about yourself, completely happy, completely content. And far up above in the cave there is a hole at the top, and you see the full moon's light starting to shine through like a column, coming down all the way from the stars like a beam. And you step into that beam of a light. It's almost like a spotlight. And you step into this light of the moon, becoming fully aware that you are stepping onto a stage of New Earth. And you feel your way forward into this light beam and start to identify with who you are on this stage. If you are to take the stage of this level of leadership, it's not about being bigger, faster, more aggressive. It's about being completely authentically you. So as you stand in this moonlight and experience this moonlight filtering through every cell in your body, activating every cell in your body, you feel yourself truly inhabiting New Earth leadership space. As you breathe into this light beam, you become aware of why you were really here at this time. Why have you manifested at this time? What are the things that are important to you? And just allow them to come to the surface of your mind, the surface of your heart, the surface at soul level of what you're really here to do. And as you breathe into this light space, you feel all the energy igniting. Nothing is too small. Nothing is, I'm not good enough. It's all about an authentic frequency, deeply connected to the rhythms of the earth and the stars, called into being at this time, that you are activating your new earth leadership frequencies. and allow yourself to just experience who you are, experiencing yourself as a frequency rather than as a body. And as you experience this, there may be a scent that you could associate with this way of being. See what kind of scent comes to you. Is it earthy? Is it citrusy? Is it floral and exotic? And then feel the temperature. What is the temperature of your frequency? Feel, are you a deep, dense, low kind of frequency? Are you a high, light frequency? Are you somewhere in between? Identify where you are as a frequency of light. Identify the tone of light that you are. Are you a mellow kind of light? Are you super bright? Are you pulsating? And then as you start to experience the scent and the flavor, the tone, you may also pick up a sound. What is the sound of your frequency like? Allow that to come in. Is it deep and low? Is it like a drum beat? Is it like this? Is it like a high singing bowl chime? Is it like the ocean? Is it like the drone of the earth? Who are you? And as you feel yourself allowing yourself to become much larger as an energy body, the whole of your back body feels like there's a huge presence behind you as you occupy this space in the heart that is 100,000 times bigger than it was when we began this journey. Feel yourself from behind as this density, this light, this sound, this scent. Feel yourself as a temperature, all bathed in this beautiful light of the moon, this wolf moon, the first full moon of the year. And as you step into this light and you feel yourself on the stage of New Earth, allow yourself to become aware of just one thing, just one tiny step that you need to take on your journey. What is one thing that this New Earth era is calling you forth to do, to be? It may be one action that you've been waiting to pick up a pen, pick up the phone, connect with somebody, invite somebody, ask for something, tell somebody about something. Allow yourself to just get a hint of what it is that you're being invited to do, and experience this as the activation of the first step in New Earth leadership. As you breathe into this light wave which is coming down from the moon, which merges with your own light wave, see what happens when these two light forms connect and how much bigger and brighter they become. And as that happens, and you look around this space in this cave, you realize that you're standing with millions of other beings. Some of these beings are from places that you recognize, and some are animals, some are plant forms, some are other energy beings that you don't recognize. But experience yourself standing in harmony with all these different leaders, all these different influencers working in their own way, knowing what their first step is. Allow that energy to drink it in, straight into your heart. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And another one of those. Deep breath in and exhale. And one more of those. Breathe in this light. Breathe in this community. And exhale. And then, with this sensation still very present in your being, start to rub your hands together. Generate heat. Place your palms across your eyes, your closed eyes. Breathe in and exhale. And another one of those. Deep breath in. Rub your palms, place them over your closed eyes. See the patterns, the imagery. Breathe in and exhale. And final one of those. Generate heat. Rub, 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 rub. Place your palms over your closed eyes. Breathe in and exhale. And then rubbing your hair, your neck, throat, jaw. Move your jaw, forehead, temples. Coming back into the space. And as we activate all of this New Earth energy and leadership, I want to share the beginning of the book with you. So I'm just going to read something to you. The Little Book of Influence, How to Become a Power Center for Change in the World, by Inarra Aryane Griffyn, with Mark Futterman. Dedicated to the activists, the environmentalists, the indigenous, the spiritual teachers, the disruptors, and everyone who realizes things need to change, but isn't yet sure what to do about it. Also to my father, Tom Hutchinson, who has spent his life working to bring environmental practice into being globally. He who created roof gardens and roof meadows. He who champions organic practice and the humanitarian care of animals. I was always proud to be your daughter and proud of you as my father. This is you running through me. This is the preface. It's the summer solstice of 2020. And this year, there's a powerful symbolic alignment. On the 21st of June, the full sun of the solstice awakens with a new moon on the same day. I have been a student of symbols, a high priestess of the ancient pathways of Britain and Ireland, and a branding expert for many years. Symbology speaks to my soul. This is the birth of the new earth. The emerging divine feminine arrives with full potent expression. There is an invitation awaiting all of us. We are all invited to meet our full expression of divine masculine and let out a howl. Arr! Who are you? What is your calling? Your tribe is listening. If you take up this call at the emergence of New Earth, we will release a convergence of rivers of expression for humanity, the animals, and Mother Earth. This is a reset. We walk now with eyes wide open. It's not enough to notice the damage and move on. It's about solution-based, eco-sustainable New Earth thought leaders connecting en masse, using the best of digital systems to reunite disparate nomads. We call to each other to awaken and bring forth your answers. We need you to step up now. No hiding. No, I'm not good enough. We simply don't have time. Animals are going extinct year after year. Tribal leaders face the same fate. Their ageless wisdom that healed and taught the next generations sitting around the fire is being lost. In the days preceding the pause, coronavirus lockdown, I had instinctively tapped into the wisdom of a modern futurist influencer, Roger James Hamilton. In his group of online entrepreneurs meeting as Genius U, as Roger believes everyone has genius if they flow naturally towards the path of least resistance, I witnessed his authentic leadership. Responding to the COVID-19 crisis, he delivered a futuristic vision of the crash of the US dollar and the greater turmoil of the collapse of America's economic system and how this will reverberate around the world. He spoke of crisis leadership and created a training which I myself took part in, becoming one of the Crisis Leadership Academy faculty members. From this place, I have already pivoted and taken my business to the next level, and my work now is the work of inspiration. I hope this book inspires you to do something. There are no accidents that this book, The Little Book of Influence, is about responding to the call of New Earth, as Roger calls it, Society 5.0. I had written about how influence has as at its root meaning, fluv, or flow, like a river, and how movements can emerge when influencers step up. During the corona pandemic, we experienced the global uprising of the Black Lives Matter movement in response to the horrific murder of George Floyd by the US police, which was caught on video and seen around the world. George Floyd's pleas of "I can't breathe" became a rallying cry and ignited a revolution, dare we say, evolution. I'd personally like to honor him here. As the movement takes hold, and I am in conversations supporting Black and Indigenous communities to balance the vast backlog of white racist history, something much more than one cause is catalyzed into being. The theme of suffocation is echoed in how coronavirus attacks the lungs, and how the lungs of the planet are being decimated by loggers in the Amazon and elsewhere. We humans need to breathe. We are waking up. A new earth is being visioned into existence. A healer friend of mine, an amazing inspirational shamana, once said to me, "Every day, practice visioning the earth you want to walk upon, not the trauma. What we focus on, we magnify. So it's time to magnify images of all people happy, expressed and free. Of lions and cheetahs breeding and roaming, of artificial intelligence spreading all the ancient wisdom. For we are the many tribes of the rainbow, sitting around the fire of connection and healing. We have an absolute responsibility to vision New Earth in, holding the space to rage and honoring those who need us to listen. In the listening comes the stillness and a new language of connection. It is my deepest desire to speak to your hearts and cause a stir so that you stand up and give us your magic. We need everyone to speak the language of solution and to cause a shift of consciousness. This is an invitation. Hold out your hand and take mine, and let's go." So with this, I've written something which is a little bit like a manifesto. It's the best way to describe it. After this intro, which I've just read to you, it really becomes quite a practical book about various ways that you can bring forth your ideas into New Earth, whether they be tech, whether they be food, whether they be human rights, whether they be animal rights, whether they be the environment. And the idea was, because it's the little book of influence, it's not the great long big book of influence. The whole idea of it was that you read it and you feel it like you felt what was going on in that intro. And then you step forward and you do it and you be it, and you are the leaders that we need. And so as a way of introducing this whole idea, my experience right now is that I am here to help New Earth leaders. It's a specific facet of the work that I want to do. I've been called to it. I'm behind you if you are a New Earth leader. You may even just feel a little inklings of just the beginning of an idea that you want to bring out. And my intention is that by having these kind of conversations, I hope I can catalyze you into doing something. Ideas are always falling, as if they're falling from the sky and you catch one and then it's yours. But it isn't if you don't do something with it. The common knowledge that somebody writes something, or somebody does a movie, or somebody sings a song, and there's already another one that's exactly like it or very similar, is exactly how ideas work. They are of their time. I'm very much into this idea that cycles of life and the moon and the sun and ancient rituals, and now we've gone through this big cycle of New Earth, that there will be awakenings constantly streaming in right now. And that if you have those ideas, it is your responsibility to step forward. And I mean that. We really do not have time. There's a lot of disaster on this planet. Some things have been left so far to go so far that we now need solutions. And we need you to be your word for that. We need you to own the peace of it, be the guardian of the peace of it, that standing around the circle of the rainbow tribe of all colors, this is the Hopi Indian prophecy, that at this time when the birds are falling from the trees and the rivers are poisoned, that a new tribe of people will gather together, and they are the rainbow tribe. They're all different colors on the outside, but they're all red on the inside. And I have multiple readings for that. On the one level, I believe it's saying very much that we are multicultural. There is wisdom and leadership in every single culture all over the planet, all leaders and genders, and even things like we're getting to the place now where there are earth energies and rights for the earth, which are the same as for us humans. This is a big step forward into New Earth. Same with animals. When we stop treating them like they are just there for the taking, that, the fur industry, which so truly disgusts me, like down to my core. We are in an era where no animal needs to live its life in this barbaric kind of torture chamber just to become a piece of fur around somebody's neck. That has got to go. And we don't have time anymore. All these excuses like, well, it's tradition. Well, my parents did that. Well, my ancestors did that. We've got too many examples of ancestral mess. Ancestors doesn't mean they all got it right, honoring the ancestors that so many shamans and medicine people look to. Many of the ancestors got it seriously wrong. And we can look to so many examples of this. Female genital mutilation. That's ancestral. That's traditional. It's so messed up. It's just got to end. But what the potency of New Earth is now is that if you work with this awakening that's happening right now, and you follow your ideas with an authentic feel, and knowing that you don't have to be like an extrovert public speaker or, the bigger, better, faster version of anything. Actually, some of the strongest influencers now will be those who change the systems from the back end. So all those little techie geniuses who start to think, ooh, we can automate something to make it so easy. For me, I'm not scared of tech. I'm way too Aquarian for that. I'm quite excited by the potential of tech and all the fear mongering that goes on I would say in the language of conspiracy theory, that we need to be worried all the time, like, 5G is going to kill us off, that this and that is going to, get us, like vaccinations are going to get us. There is also the energetic of the actual thought that is far worse than the thing itself. And right now in Aquarius age and in New Earth, the potential for solutions is like that, like these rapid outer space galactic solutions to things coming in and happening and occurring instantly. So this is a very hopeful time. This is a very, I don't want to dwell in disaster. I do not want to dwell in that energy of the worst end of conspiracy theory. And I'm sure up some ends of it too, because I like natural medicine and all of those kind of things. But the more that we get into the fear, and you'll know it, then the more that you won't be able to bring the solutions in or your ideas in. So it's about stripping away and knowing that the soul is bigger than anything. The soul knows why it came here and manifested at this time in New Earth, and you already know what there is to do. So now it's about go do it. And it really is like that. It's like, go and do it. Go live your dream. Go dream this world into existence. The babies, the souls that are, coming into being, coming into existence right now, will have instant, sudden solutions for many of our problems, just like that. There's another woman who works, Zafira Bell, who is in Australia, and she is talking about, these are the blue diamond souls. So we've had the crystals, we've had the indigos. I can't even remember the many names for these genius waves that come in of light bearers who are going to help everybody on the planet. You know it yourself if you are one. I know I am one. I don't have a name for it, but she's talking about now there's a frequency that going on with these blue diamond souls. And all those babies who are coming in, if we nurture them and love them in the tribe, and we give them a way that their expression is going to be honored as almost like an adult frequency, like they are equal to us as well. Children are equal. Let's add that into the mix. The environment is equal. Animals are equal. This is Aquarius, you can feel the energetic of it. It's like we cannot hide from this anymore. And the potential is that we're going to step into a golden age much faster. So this is just the beginning of the inspiration that I want to bring to you. And because I'm loving this, the way that I can share a screen on Zoom and bring it to Facebook Live, it really works for me. It means I can't chat to you immediately either, but maybe I'll master that new thing on the tech end of things. But I would love to hear your comments, and it's a conversation that I really want to continue. I am going to then take chapters of the book, like the trainings of the mechanism of the way that you can actually move your ideas forward into successful businesses, movements, communities, etc., etc. So I am of service. It's been such a joy being here today on this Leo full moon. I hope you feel that energy of like, whoa, you make your world what it is. So vision it into being now and vision it beautiful. So I send you so much love. And tonight, look up at the moon. Namaste. So much love.